Good morning, students. We started learning water, a precious resource chapter. We have learnt water is present in three different forms in water cycle, and in which all places those three different forms are present also we have learnt. So the liquid form of water is present in groundwater, oceans, rivers, ponds, lakes, etc. Liquid form of water is present in groundwater, as groundwater, in rivers, ponds, lakes, oceans, etc. Now let us learn. Ocean water is not source of water for us. River water is source of water for us. Pond water in some places only it is source of water. Lakes also. Groundwater is one of the important source of water for us. Groundwater is one of the important sources of water for us. Sources of water for us. Water is one of the important sources of water for us. What is this groundwater? The water found below the water table of the earth is known as groundwater. Definition wise, if you look into it, groundwater is the water that is found below the water table of the earth. The water which is found below the water table, below the water table of earth is known as groundwater. So the water which is found below the water table of earth is known as groundwater. But what is this water table? All these things let us learn now. So the upper layer of the soil, below which all the space between the particles of soil, and gaps between rocks are filled with water. So if you go deep in the soil, all the space between the particles of soil and the gaps between rocks are filled with water. The upper layer of the soil, so the upper layer of this area is known as water table. Okay. So the water table varies from place to place. It will not be same in all places. Water table varies from place to place. Water table varies from place to place. It will not be same. And water table will not be constant also in a given place. it can even get changed from one time period to the next time period. Water table can even change also. Can even the level of water table. Okay. The level of water table can even change. In the same place. In the same place. But with changing time and usage of groundwater. The level of water table, it varies from place to place, and the level of water table can even change in the same place with changing time and usage of groundwater. So there are 3 points we have learned. What is water table? Okay, will water table remain same from one place to other place? Will water table remain same in the same place with changing time and usage of groundwater? So first of all, what is water table? The upper layer of the soil below which there is water filled between the spaces of the particles of the soil as well as the gaps between the rocks. And water table, it does not remain same in different places. It varies from one place to another place. And within the same place itself, water table does not remain same. It will keep changing with the changing time period and in the usage of groundwater. Seepage, you might have heard of this word. Seepage. What is seepage? Right? The slow escape of a liquid or a gas through the empty spaces or through the small holes is known as seepage. So, when there is a rain that takes place, the rainwater seeps in. The rainwater seeps into the soil and fills the empty spaces and cracks deep below the ground. Seepage causes the rainwater. Seepage causes the rainwater and water from other sources like rivers, other sources. Seepage causes the rainwater and water from other sources to fill in the empty spaces and cracks deep below the ground below the ground. So seepage causes the rainwater and water from other sources to fill in the empty spaces and cracks deep below the ground. And this forms the water table. The process of seeping of water into the ground is known as infiltration. So the above process is known as simply infiltration. So the process of seeping of water into the ground. The process of seeping of water into the ground is known as infiltration. The process of seeping of water into the ground is known as infiltration. So, infiltration causes the recharge of groundwater. So, which process causes the recharge of groundwater? Infiltration. Infiltration causes the recharge of groundwater. What is recharging of groundwater? When you are using groundwater gets depleted. Again filling it back is known as recharging. When you are using mobile phone, the phone's power, it will drain. Again filling the power into the battery of the phone is known as recharge. In the same manner, when you are using groundwater gets depleted. Again filling the groundwater is known as recharge of groundwater. Recharge of groundwater is done by what? Infiltration. So, what is recharge of groundwater? Refilling the level of reduced groundwater by infiltration process is known as recharge of groundwater. Generally, groundwater is getting stored between the layers of hard rocks. This stored groundwater between the layers of hard rock below the water table is known as aquifer. Water from the aquifers can be drawn out with the help of tube wells or hand pumps. Okay. So this might have been seen by many of you at the construction sites. Whenever a construction is going to start, first of all, they just bring the bore machine and they bore. Bore means make a hole in the underground, and after several hours of work, after several meters of deep digging, the water will be coming out. Why do they do that? Because they need water for construction, right? So at construction sites, the boring will be done to reach the water table, right? And this water table will be getting depleted upon more usage. There is a rate of replenishment of a water table and there is a rate of usage. If the rate of usage is more than the rate of replenishment of water table, then water table will get depleted. If the rate of usage of groundwater is more than the rate of replenishment of water table of groundwater table if the rate of usage of groundwater is more than the rate of replenishment of groundwater table, then there will be depletion of water table. There will be depletion of water table. Right? The water table does not get affected as long as we draw as much water as it is replenished by natural processes. The water table, when will it does not get affected? When will it does not get affected? The water table does not get affected as long as we draw as much water as it is replenished by natural resources. The water table does not get affected, the water table does not get affected as long as we draw or use as much water as is replenished by natural processes. So we must draw that much water as it is replenished by natural process. If we are drawing more water, then water table will be getting affected, right? So regarding this thing, why are we drawing water? Due to increase in population for industrial and agricultural activities. These are the things that are actually causing to draw more water than the replenishment of water. So we will discuss about this factor in detail. Okay, the factors that are causing depletion of water table are increase in the population and industrial and agricultural activities. We'll discuss about them in detail in the coming class. Thank you.